Hey everybody. This is Joel from Static ATX Records. And I was sitting here thinking, and it was about a year ago that I made a video on my channel called, Introducing Static ATX or About ATX, something like that. And I was watching it to kind of remind myself about where I was a year ago. And a year ago, the record store was online only, and it was significantly smaller than it is right now. So I thought, I'd go ahead and just give an update on where we're at. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Joel. I have a physical record store as well as an online record store here in Liberty Hill, which is a suburb of Austin, Texas. It's about, 45 minutes, something around there, northwest of Austin. Kind of a smaller town. So about a year and a half ago, I had this idea that I wanted to start an online store. And I was inspired by some other folks that had done something similar, like very small. Like I thought it would be super curated, maybe have like 20 or so used records and kind of rotate them out. And then I got crazy and I just thought no, this isn't big enough. I want to go bigger. So it grew pretty quickly into like a full-fledged online record store. But when I was online, I was very focused on, goth, industrial, post-punk. I was very focused on a specific genre, and I didn't really go out super far into other styles of music. And I was focused pretty heavily on used with, some new stuff scattered here and there. But then I started to see that, I really was having a good time and I wanted to expand it. So I knew my end goal was to have a physical store. But I also knew it was going to take a lot of work because there's a lot of things that I had to learn. I did not have previous experience running a business. And I had to figure out the ins and outs of what you have to do in order to run a record store, which is a topic I love talking about now because what I've always said is that a lot of this is kind of an experiment. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this full time. I'm not doing it as my main source of income. I'm doing a lot of it for fun and to kind of learn about it and continue to get better. I also saw, I'm a big fan of record stores. I'm a big fan of physical media. As you can see back here, this is a portion of my record collection you can see here, and over there off the camera is my CDs. I even have some cassettes around here. I got some cool stuff up here. So anyway, I'm a big fan of all this stuff, and I kind of wanted to learn about it. I also wanted to kind of solve some of the problems that I saw, do what I could to keep record prices down. I'm like everybody else. I lived through the 90s, where CD prices were creeping higher and higher. And then Napster came around and nearly killed it, nearly killed physical media. I don't know about y'all, just a quick brief thing because, I like to ramble. When Napster came around and people started downloading music, even when the iPods came around and all the knockoffs, and they introduced iTunes where people could buy, the iTunes store where people could buy MP3s, I thought, no one's going to buy MP3s, People are just putting their illegally downloaded songs on these iPods, and I thought physical music is dead. Record stores were dropping like flies. Tower Records closed down, Virgin closed down, not to mention Sam Goody and all the other ones. there were still independent shops at the time, but I thought like no one's gonna go back to buying records when you can just like open up Napster or LimeWire or all the other software that there was and just download stuff illegally. No one's ever gonna buy anything again. They're certainly not gonna buy MP3s. Um, but hey, I was wrong. You know what I mean? A lot of people do buy digital on Bandcamp and other places. Obviously, streaming took off. You know, and then we had the vinyl resurgence. And when the vinyl resurgence happened, I thought like this is not going to last. People aren't going to want to do this, and it has. So, all that to say, I'm often wrong about certain things, and I'm very happy about it, and that I was wrong. And I decided, all the excuses I ever had as to why I wasn't opening up my own store, none of it came to fruition. People are continuing to buy physical music, and I think that they probably always will. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still a little skeptical, but anyway. Sorry I'm rambling a little bit. This is kind of how I do videos. Gotta deal with it, I guess. So anyway, when I decided to open up a physical store, it became really clear to me that I couldn't do the physical store simply how I was doing the online store, or at least I couldn't do it really successfully, because things aren't like what they used to be. There's still the majority of the public is not buying physical media, and so you can't. It's already like a niche thing, and to be selling music and styles that are niche within something that's already niche, it was like, I knew it was going to be difficult. So, really, what I kind of altered my goal a little bit, and what I want to do is have this store and kind of, I run the store, but I want it to be part of the community that I live in. I wanted to reflect Liberty Hill, the Austin area. I wanted to reflect this. In order to do that, I have to learn about the people that visit my store and curate the selection that I have, not about just what I like, but what the community likes. So that's what I've been doing. This is why when you go on the website, you start seeing some things that I don't typically carry, or I wasn't carrying before, that I start carrying. And my tastes have continued to expand even further than they already were as a result of this. I also still have as one of my main goals to keep prices down as low as I possibly can. So I spend quite a bit of time doing research with the different distributors to see how can I get the lowest price, so I can offer the lowest price. And I often, a little tangent here I'll talk about. I know a lot of people aren't really interested in the minutia of record stores and whatnot, but when a lot of people complain about prices of records and CDs, the reality is the music business does not have the concept of the MSRP, which is the manufacturer's suggested retail price, meaning that a lot of times in a lot of in other industries, the people that produce the object set this price called the MSRP that retailers are then sort of bound to stick with and price it, and music is not like that. A lot of distributors don't give an MSRP. They just tell you this is what it costs wholesale, and they sell it to you, and they leave it up to you. But even the ones that offer an MSRP, it's not standard across them. So like one distributor will tell you the MSRP is $24.99, another one will tell you it's $26.99, another one might tell you it's $29.99, and so it's up to a store to determine, what they believe a fair price is. This is the reason why when you go to different stores, you might find slightly different prices on new records. And then, of course, when it comes to used records, it's kind of the wild, wild west. People price however they want. Um, yeah. So I try to get it for the lowest price so I can offer the lowest price. I spend some time researching what other stores are selling it at so I can sell it at that price or lower. Um, Sometimes I'm able to, sometimes I'm not. Most of the time I am. But anyway, so yeah, I've started to expand what I carry. I still carry a lot of what I was carrying before, but you know, I'm getting some other stuff in there, and in it, there's notably some stuff that I don't carry. And hopefully, if you spend a lot of time looking at record stores, you'll notice what I'm not carrying, and maybe you'll be inspired to think about like, why is he not carrying that? You can always ask me because there's always a reason why I'm not carrying certain things. Now, some things I'm not carrying just because of financial reasons. I only have so much space in the store and I don't have room to carry something. Other things I'm maybe not carrying it because I feel like it's way overpriced or it's not of good quality, and I want to make sure that I'm offering things that are the best quality. I don't always get it right, but I try. The other thing I implemented that's different, when I first started the store, I was offering free shipping for orders over $50. I quickly learned that that wasn't going to work. Um, it was too easy for me to lose money doing that, and there. It really wasn't offering anything positive for the store or really for customers. Obviously, it's always nice to get something for free, but if it's hurting the store and hindering my ability to do what I do, ultimately it doesn't really help you. So I took that away, and instead what I did was I replaced it. I've tried a few different things over the last year, but I think what I'm currently doing is what kind of works, and it is a 10% back on all purchases as store credit. So basically, if you there's no, I don't really carry a lot of records that are $50, but let's just say you buy something for $50. I'll give you 10% back of store credit, so you get $5 back. It gets added to your account, and next time you make a purchase, you can apply that store credit to your purchase, as well as earn new store credit on what you just purchased. Um, and this it gives you something back. It makes it cheaper to make return, subsequent orders, and it's kind of a test. I might be able to do more than 10% in the future. I'm still kind of playing with it a little bit. There's some sort of back end stuff related to making it all work that I'm still reviewing to see if it makes the most sense. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I still do a lot of special orders for customers because they're wanting something that I don't currently carry. And then I learn from that and start carrying stuff like that in the future. So yeah, that's kind of where the store is at right now. You'll see the thumbnail that I added to the video is the new sign we put outside of the store. I'm not sure how to share photos on the stream, but I'll kind of show it to you from my phone. I don't know if you can see this. This is the new store, the new sign out front. Anyway, it's pretty cool. I also redid the inside. I've been working on it. This is one of the photos showing the inside of the store. You can also see these on Google. That's not really showing very well. It's showing like wavy lines. Anyway, I kind of redid the inside of the store. We finished the shelves on the main room. They're all painted. They got the records in there. Everything is pretty full in the main room. Now I have to work on the back room. The main room, maybe I'll do like a video where I kind of show the store. The main room has everything alphabetized from A to Z. I mix everything together. The only styles of music that aren't all together is I have my reggae, which is really just a lot of dub records separate. I have jazz and soul. I have my electronic music, like dance music, and my glitchy, whatever you want to call it, music. Um, and I have a separate country section. But every other style of music is kind of all mixed together. Um, and I have that in the main room. I also have some separate sections of some specific labels that I kind of are highlighting. The big one is I have Discord records. If you know anything about me, you know that I love Discord records. Um, so I have all of those, which I have a massive restock order coming. Hopefully, it'll be here maybe tomorrow. Or wait, what is today? Today's Thursday. No, maybe Saturday. If not, early next week. I also have some labels from Europe. So I have Mechanica, which is out of Poland. I have Impressed Records, which is out of Australia. I have Aurora Central Records. Shout out to Jose and the VC. I got his label. And I think that's it, but I may have some others. I also have a section of all the Play It Again Sam 20th anniversary reissues. Um, yeah, and then I also have the dub records in the front room. So in the back room is going to be all the electronic records, the country records, and the used records. I still have a lot of stuff, and I really am sorry about this. I have a lot of stuff that I have not brought into the store yet. I have a bunch of used records. I have a bunch of used CDs that I have not had a chance to bring into the store yet. I have some used records and some used CDs in the store, but not all of them. I need to finish getting everything set up. The other cool thing I'm going to do, once I get everything finished setting it up and everything like that, I'm going to invite some good friends of mine that sell records to sell their records in the store too, if they would like. You know, that'll kind of help me expand the used section out even more. Kind of give my friends and a permanent place to sell their used records in between record shows and whatnot. And I have some specific people in mind for that. If you're watching this video and it sounds like something you might be interested in, reach out to me. I do plan when the weather gets a little better. We're in Liberty Hill, Texas. It is extremely hot here right now. When the weather kind of chills out a little bit, I'm going to start doing record shows here at the store. I'm going to make it completely free for sellers to come here and sell things. So keep that in mind if you're a seller. I'm going to set things up outside, put some tents up. I have a lot of room outside the store, so I'm going to have live bands can play out there. It's also like a really nice place for this kind of thing because you're not worried about noise. There's no one living around where the store is, so I can have live bands out there. We're going to do record shows out there, probably bring some food trucks, or maybe we'll just kind of make some barbecue or barbecue up some burgers or something. There's endless opportunities that we have where the store is right now to do amazing things, and that's what I want to do. So yeah, I nothing makes me happy. So right now, we've been in the store now for a month, or technically 2 months, but the first month I was just setting everything up, just getting the basics in there. So we've been basically open a month, but we just got the sign out front. So I haven't really done a whole lot of promoting of the store locally. So anyone who's come into the store either is via word of mouth or found me via Google Maps. So now that we have the sign out, I'm going to start promoting it, start passing out like cards and stuff like that, and kind of reach out to the community. But because there hasn't been a ton of people coming into the store, if I even get one customer in the store, it makes me so ridiculously happy. because the people that have come into the store so far are amazing. They have great conversation. They love talk. I had a customer. I'm not going to say his name publicly because I don't know if he wants to be called out. But he brought records to me that he was just recommending to me, and he gave them to me. Um, I'm not selling them. I'm keeping them because I don't sell gifts. And I've had people come in and just be very happy that they have a place now locally and they don't have to drive all the way into Austin. um, and those of you that are like really experienced with record stores, and maybe you pay a lot of attention to videos about record stores online, there's a couple things that I will never do in my store. I will never inflate the price of a new record. I don't care how desirable it gets. I don't care if I don't sell it and then I wait a year and then the price of it goes through the roof. I'm not raising up the price. Whatever the price is, I sell it on day one is the same price I'm going to sell it on day 100 or day 1000. I'm never going to jack up the price. When it comes to used records, I'm going to try to have the fairest prices that you will find. Um, Used records are a little bit trickier because a lot of it has to do with what I buy it for. And, if I have to spend a lot buying them, then I have to, sell them for higher prices. So I try to buy low and sell low. Sometimes you can't do it, but I try to do my best. I also work with people on used records. It's harder to work with people on the new records because the margins are pretty low, but when it comes to used records, if you see something you're interested in and you feel like the price is too high, you can talk to me. I also still do the 10% off store credit on the used records. So I won't overly inflate prices, or I won't inflate prices at all. I'll always try to price things fairly. If you're interested in something, I don't have it, I will do everything I can to special order for you at a fair price. Um, and yeah, I just try to be fair. Like, I just want people to get the music that they want. That's kind of like, ultimately, that's all I really care about. And because this isn't my main source of income, I'm not really super concerned about like making a massive amount of profit. To me, it's really all about the music. But there's also just a lot of music out there, and it's hard for a store to carry everything. I also say that the most important thing for any record store is the buyer, meaning the person who works at the store that buys all the inventory, whether it's new or used. And, I think you are going to find things in my store that you're not going to find at other places. Because other stores just aren't interested in them, so they don't carry them. Um, I know that for a fact because I go to a lot of stores. You know what I mean. So you'll find stuff here. Now, maybe you may or may not be interested in it, but you know. The other thing that I'm really, no one's asked me to do this yet, but I can't wait for someone to do it. I will literally, I don't care what the record is in the store, if it's sealed or not. If you want to listen to it, I will open it up and play it in the store. We're still getting our actual listening stations set up where you can just go put on a pair of headphones and listen to something, but I have a regular stereo that I play over the speakers in the store. I will cut open any record in the store and let you listen to it while you're shopping. I don't care what it is. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff I carry that you just don't know what it is. It's just, I carry a lot of, non-mainstream kind of stuff, and I want you to be able to discover it if it's something you're into. The other thing I'm going to do, I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do it very soon. I'm going to put up a board in the store, like a cork board or like some kind of dry erase board or something, and I'm going to allow people to, well, that's probably not a good way of wording it, allow people to. I'm going to encourage people to I'm gonna have these post-it notes. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna implement it, but the spirit of the thing is I want people to write down recommendations and put it up on the board for other people to see. So like if there's some record, whether it's old or new, that you're really into and you think other people will like it, you write it down on a post-it note, you'll stick it up on the board, and other people can look at it and take those recommendations. It could be something I carry in a store. It doesn't have to be though, because I want people to share what they're into. Because I just think that's cool. That's the most fun to me is when you come in. The other day, a guy, a good, I say friend. We don't know each other super well, but I hope we become friends. He comes in the store and he starts talking to me about Naked Ray Gun. This is a band I'm familiar with them. Like I knew the name, but I wasn't super familiar with their music. I had not sat down and listened to a full album. But he's talking to me about how passionate he is about this group, and I love that. That's what I want more of. Talk to me about the stuff you're into. Talk to each other about the stuff you're into. Let's share, and yeah. Anyway, so that's where we are with the store. We do have a physical location. It's at 55 County Road 200, which is a very rural kind of address. It doesn't have like a formal name. It's just called County Road 200. It's right on the intersection of 200 and 29. 29 is like the major road that goes between like Georgetown and what is it, Bertram, but it goes through Liberty Hill. So right there, there's a Winkley's hardware store. We're right there in that little complex. We have our own isolated store that's in a former house that has been converted into some retail space. And we have the big sign. You'll be able to see it outside. I'm very excited about having that sign. Yeah, and you can still shop with us online. I still do everything I was doing before. I still do the I will still ship records anywhere. I do free local delivery, although now I used to deliver any day. Now I can only deliver Monday through Wednesday because otherwise I'll be at the store. I do store pickup. Now you have that option when you buy on the website. You can select store pickup and come to stop by the store. There's also a special order form on the website if you want something that I don't currently carry. And you can also just like ping me over social media or email me. The website's info@staticatx.com, or you can call us. We have our phone number on Google Maps. You can look it up and give us a call if you're interested in a record that we don't have. Yeah. So before I close this out, I just want to say that we get a lot of promo material like swag from labels and distributors. I've just been collecting that stuff. I haven't really been doing anything with it, so I have like a pile of it at the store. If you buy something that's related to the music, you can pick out some of the swag. I kind of want to keep it to the people that buy something related to the swag. Like we got this. This is my video's backwards, so that sucks, but this is from the new Funkadelic reissue that came out. If you buy the 45 RPM version on the website, which I put on sale for $49.99, I'll give you that promo bumper sticker. They're pretty sparse. I think they gave one out to stores for every 5 copies they bought, so I just have the one. I also have posters for the new David Byrne album, the new Big Thief album. I also have a bunch of MF Doom and Aesop Rock, and some hip hop promo stuff. If you buy the MF Doom reissues that just came out, you can have the MF Doom turntable slip mats. I only have one set of those. I also have a pen and some other swag. So anytime I get this promo stuff, I don't keep it for myself. I put it in the store in a nice little collection, and you can pick through it. Um, what else? Oh, I also got all this promo stuff here. I need to take into the store. Oh, these are cool actually. So these I've had, just to tell you how long I've been holding on to some of this swag. I've got these cool sticker packs from Matador. This is when the Julian Baker and Torres album came out. There's also stickers in there from Horse Girl and Dark Side and a bunch of others. I have a few of these sticker packs. I'll be bringing those up to the store. I also have this, a promo postcard from Emily Hines. What else do I got here? I also got a ton of these stickers. Stickers from Mechanica. I told you I carry those records now. Mechanica. I got a bunch of their stickers. I got stickers from Solid Brass Records, a great record label. What else I got? No, just some stray business cards. Yeah, so all this promo stuff, I'm going to bring it up to the store. And y'all can pick through it and have at it. I also have this. Not even 100% sure what this is, but it's a flexi disc. It's hard to tell. Get this flexi disc. I'll take it up to the store. It's like weird. It's like a flexi disc on cardboard. Anyway, that's where we're at. So you can type in the comments if you have any other questions about the store. You can check us out online at staticatx.com. I have this week's new arrivals all put up there. Actually, that's not true. I got another box I need to price, and I'll put out there. Yeah, sorry for rambling, but it's just the way things go. Anyway, I care about y'all, and hope you all have a good weekend. We are going to be closed tomorrow on Friday because it's just me, and I have tickets to see a show. But we will be open 10 a.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. on Sunday, and we'll be there all day until the wee hours of the morning. And you can come check us out. Peace.